Oh, hi guys. Welcome to another video. I'm just looking at this beautiful piece of cannon and also the Dwarf warriors behind them. And I believe they have some things to firing at. And look at all they're eager to just basically stick their axes into their opponents and yeah, ready to roll. Now, today we're actually playing Dwarfs again. Yay! Against one of the arguably one of the most challenging matchups, which is Skaven. And also this particular list actually got introduced by me, I should say. And Zoo Devil and me actually featured this kind of Skaven list like a long time ago, and it's still really solid, really crushing if you don't know how to deal with it. So for the backline, we have 3 heavy hitters: Stone Vermin, Sword, and Board. Now, don't get fooled. They actually has what it takes to to win against most Dwarf infantry in the late game, and they have enough leadership to stick around. They have very good melee defense, and they're not too shabby in terms of melee attack and charge bonus. So, in my opinion, as Skaven, you definitely always want to bring at least a couple of them against Dwarfs, because you really need them to have that staying power in the late game. And then for the core of this build are these Giselles, and then we got 4 of them. One of them is the Natty Bubble sharpshooters, and then for the center we have clan rats with shields. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One of them being the Nurturements of Renown clan rats. All the way at the front we have slaves, 5 of them. And then for the leadership we have assassin. He is rocking hold on, there you go. He's rocking Assassin's Trophy and Rival, Hide, Taskman. So basically 2 debuffs. And then we have Rockscroak himself. Now, I am a really big fan of using Rockscroak against Dwarfs, because I think both of these abilities are really nice. And Rockscroak himself can do a lot of damage. But the thing is, he's actually doing a magic attack, which is not ideal, but what really shines is those pestilence birds and then vermintide. They can really dish out a lot of summon rats and basically give Dwarves a hard time. Now let's jump into my build. This is what I call a typical Dwarf 4D chess build, and I really enjoy playing them. And my flavor against Skavens are these guys. I really like the Steam Gun Gyros, because this is probably one of the only 2 builds I have with Gyrocopters, and I think Gyros are amazing against Skavens, and we shall see how just they gonna perform. And besides the Gyrocopters, I have 3 cannons, and I deployed them really wide and leaving a lot of gap between each one of them, and support them each by a Dwarf warrior unit. And then at the front I have 1, 2, 3, 4 Thunders, and again these guys are deployed super wide, and I leave a lot of gap between each one of them. And I also have some Dwarf warriors at the front as well, Lombies and Dwarf warriors. For my leadership, I believe I have a Balaga Iron Hammer. I'm not sure why I didn't use runes, but yeah, I just thinking about using Balaga this game, and let's see how this game is gonna play out. So right from the get-go, my cannons are already firing. There you go. The first volley is at those Skaven slaves, auto-fired. But I believe I'm looking to there you go. As soon as these Giselles are in range, I'm gonna fire. There you go, that's the command those cannons onto them. And I can't see natty bubble sharpshooters obviously, but here the second cannon is targeting, and the third cannon is about to target these Giselles. Now, cannon's gonna lose to Giselles one-on-one, but you will see exactly what I'm talking about, why I'm using these guys in just a sec. Now, these guys are shooting, and now I believe we can see them now. And so far, these Giselles are shooting at my Thunders, which is very good target for them, because they can dish out a lot of hurt. And I'm actually pushing front, pushing my line to meet them. And here, gyros are coming. There you go. Now I'm gonna slow down things a little bit. See, I'm engaging them sideways from this direction, so they're all gonna turn this direction and face my gyros. But at the same time, remember all these cannons are firing the side shots into them, and this is the perfect scenario for someone for infantry size who need to take a cannonball. And we're gonna see just how crushing cannonballs can be. Not this one. And then I actually drop some bombs onto them, which is nice. And see, this Giselle unit already got routed, which is quite good. And more bombs got dropped. There you go. And bombs dropped here. And one of my gyro unit actually got routed as well. But the second, that was a cannonball, which is pretty good. So all three of them got routed straight away, which is nice. Now what's left on the battlefield are these natty bubble sharpshooters, still online, still tossing the ammunition onto my gyrocopters. But the rest of them is just gonna get escorted out by my gyros. And now if all three of my cannons are firing at them, they're not gonna have a good time. Alright, so I believe these guys, when they come back from routing, I'm gonna just escort these guys outside the map. Same here. They're all on the duty of escorting those Giselles outside the map. And one natty bubble sharpshooter is not gonna beat 3 cannons. That's the fact. And I believe they're not gonna have a good time. And now there's another bomb got dropped. There you go, nasty bombs. And then that's gonna seal the deal and rout them. My opponents see there's no coming back to those Giselles. Now he's actually just charging in with his full force of infantry units. There you go. And I want to comment that I actually made a mistake here. When I'm trying to escort them outside the map, I definitely should charge in melee, because I can save some ammunition. Because I kind of need those steam gun to do some damage onto those low armored infantry units. But hey, sometimes you just didn't think that much. Alright, so my non-beards and Dwarf are about to meet the mighty horde of Skaven. Thunders are firing, cannons are repositioning, and yeah, let's see how this is gonna play out. Right now, Skaven definitely have an advantage, but because right now, looking at this battle again, if the Skaven player don't really stack everything here and here, and actually go wider and flanking this direction and also this direction, I think I will have a much harder time dealing with all of these infantry units. But again, sometimes people just don't really think that much. And there's a summon Skaven's. Oh, that's a Plague unit at the back ranks and about to come in and occupy the Thunders, which is pretty good. Thunders got occupied. I'm pushing with my Dwarf Warriors and putting the Thunders back. Gyros really need to come back here and do something because I really need them. Because for my backline, I really don't have that many infantry to deal with all these Skaven units. And here there are 2 gaps, and just enough for those stone vermins to push in, which is also very good for my opponent. And now, as you can see here, I have no infantry to throw at them, so I got forced to retreat. And here my center actually got occupied. All these guys gonna just butcher my cannons and also my thunders. And here Plague Monk's summoned units are actually giving a pounding onto the Dwarf Warriors, but they're not gonna be there for long. And these stone vermin units is actually giving my thunders a chase, but I do have a unit here to shoot them sideways to get rid of the shield bonus. And here one of my thunders got occupied by stone vermin, which is really bad. But at this point, finally my gyros are coming, and they're gonna shoot those guys in the back, which is nice. But here my range department really just got compromised. But luckily, those Longbeards and Belaga actually did some work. And look, Croak is getting pounded now, which is nice. And here my Dwarf Warriors are winning as well, which is pretty good. The assassin almost got killed by Belaga, and now he's hiding somewhere. And I like that these Dwarf Warriors are come back for routing, which is also pretty good. And these Thunders are still just giving what they can to fire some shots. But the thing about picking Gyro is that in the very late game, Gyros are pretty damn good. Here, in this kind of situation, Gyros can actually dish out a lot of damage with the steam gun as well. They don't do much, but the steam gun is actually AoE, has some AoE radius, which is good. And here, 2 units of Thunderers actually got freed out, which is nice. And now they're gonna fire into those clan rats and rout them. Pretty good stuff. And here, these Dwarf Warriors managed to occupy all these, but this is definitely a strong Skaven pocket. But all the way at the back here, Dwarfs actually held, which is pretty nice. Assassin once again got pretty much killed straight away. But here, these 2 Skaven steps don't worry that much, but these Stone Vermins are coming back in and occupying my Thunders, which is definitely very dicey situation. But my Gyros are coming back, and Gyro's gonna do a lot of hurt. Gyro's gonna occupy. This Gyro is gonna occupy. It's gonna escort this that assassin outside the map. These guys are coming back in to help this killing these Storm Vermins, which is pretty good stuff as well. All the way here, I have 2 Gyros still online as well, just mucking up stuff and route them off. And right now I have a really strong pocket here. And on the sky I have 4 Gyros are still online. And my Longbeards are still doing so good, and now both of them are very healthy, which is really good. Here, I think at this point, there's pretty much no coming back for the Skavens. They push really did some hurt, and because Gyros were on escorting duty, and they really utilized that time to actually mucking up all my Thunders, which is pretty good, and pretty much all my cannons as well. Yes, all my cannons got wiped out, which is really good stuff from my opponent. And I really like that he's really decisive as well. As soon as he saw that Giselle's actually got killed, he just basically charging straight away. There you go. That's another the sniper ability. So basically, that's gonna hurt Belaga a lot. And right now, I'm just trying to use my sting gun to do as much damage as possible onto the storm vermins. There you go. Belaga is coming in, and he really wants to get onto his Lord Scrog. And Gyros are charging into melee as well. Wow, this is so epic. There you go. There you go. Another Gyro charging into melee. And in melee, Lord Scrog is really not gonna stack that well against Belaga, but he did 2 summons here, one up there and one here as well. But the thing is, those zombies just gonna basically held against storm vermins, and storm vermins are all routing right now. So right now, it's a really good situation for dwarves, because all these routing troops are not gonna come back because Gyro's gonna escort them out. But here, there's another summon clan rats, which basically protect Lord Scrog. This is why I really like picking him into dwarves, because in the late game situation, if he still had a lot of summons, he can do stuff like this, which is really effective, I should say. But here, zombies are coming back slowly. I really need them. But alongside with Dwarf Warriors and zombies here, I don't think I'm gonna worry that much. I just need to stay outside the radius and wait for the Scleros timeout, and then get a better angle and charging onto the Lord Scrog. There you go. There's one dead Gyro. More Gyros are coming back in. We're just having a Gyro feast here, which is pretty good. Where is that Lord Scrog? There's another summon. Wow, there's another summon unit coming out from the ground. And Lord Scrog is right here. They're still fighting strong. Belaga is actually diving in though. There you go, there's more Gyros coming back in. We're just having a Gyro feast. We're just gonna basically spin all these clan rats to death. But those Scrog is still fighting. Very valiant. He popped. And now we have an epic duel here, which is nice. Oh, he got clipped by the Belaga. And Belaga is coming. There you go. And that's it. That's the end. I think Lord Scrog actually died in the end, which is fantastic. A better way to end his pitiful life. And yeah, let's jump onto the scorecard. I think other than this unit of Thunders, pretty much all my Thunders didn't perform, but that's kinda expected, because I only have 6 infantry, and I'm up against 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So my opponent actually outnumbered my infantry 2 to 1, and even 2 to 1, he still had 1 extra unit. And the thing is that because he brought Lord Scrog, he's gonna have more. Like all these summons just gonna be all infantry as well. So that's kind of expected that all my cannons just gonna get overwhelmed. I think a better scenario would be just put those Giselles outside the cannon range, and then basically you just push. And because the real reason why those Giselles got beat down was because they were in range of cannons, and cannons did kill pretty much all of them. So instead, if you put them outside the cannon radius, they can maybe just put some slaves or maybe clan rats with shield to just help defend them. And 4 Gyros not gonna beat them, trust me. Because if Gyros come into the melee, you just basically muck them up with your clan rats, and cannon's not gonna have a fun day. My Gyros not gonna have a fun day. And if Gyro decided to stay up in the air and do like a missile trade, they're definitely gonna lose to Giselle's. That's definite. So yeah, I think definitely a very strong list. I use this kind of list against dwarfs all the time, and I really like them as well. And hope you guys enjoyed the battle. For now, Warhammer signing off.